Hey podcast pals, I am here over at the Inkwood Books over here in Tampa, Florida, where in a few hours we are waiting for Greg Sestero to come around to sign his book, The Disaster Artist. Really looking forward to this. I've been waiting for this for about a year and a half now, and a friend of mine has told me that this sort of thing usually draws in a lot of people, so that's why I'm here far in advance, making sure I get a good spot over here for when that happens. So we just gotta wait for some time to pass by, and then the fireworks can officially begin.
A few hours later. Sure enough, a few people started pouring in as we enjoyed some scotchka, courtesy of the bookstore. Although coming in a little glass like that kind of looks like a urine sample, so can't really say it was that enjoyable. I'm a lightweight, so I couldn't really handle myself. He was able to have a little chit-chat with somebody who has the same passion for the room as I do, as we talk about the room as well as the book itself.
What is it about the book you like so much that pretty much delves into how the film was made?
Well, Greg does a great job of kind of characterizing everything, both his relationship with Tommy and then just all the tomfoolery that went into the making of the film, and so many details. And I think that everyone who watched the movie wanted to know two things, which he reveals in the book. Number one, who is this guy and where did he come from? And number two, where did he get $6 million to make this piece of crap?
Yeah.
And he gets into all that and much, much more, trust me.
Yeah, $6 million for something that with that as an end result, I'm sure pretty much makes everyone wonder, how could you possibly screw something
Right.
up like this so much?
It's like someone, who had no basis of American culture walked into the country and tried to do his best to do the American story and all the problems, whether it be drugs, money, drinking, domestic abuse, cheating on your wife, and your best friend betraying you.
Yes. It's just going through some of the segments, like the whole Chris R. thing. Like, the whole drugs thing isn't really going to be mentioned before, even after. Why is it here?
And
it's like drugs is a big problem of our country. It has to be addressed.
And I love in the book how he says that he asked Tommy, why is his name Chris R? Why isn't he just Chris? He said, he is gangster.
He is gangster.
That was his explanation, yeah. And Chris R., who was an Olympian, which Greg also revealed in the book. I also found out later Chris R. was on Wheel of Fortune, so the best actor in the worst movie of all time.
And then Greg Sestero finally appeared. I think I landed a good first impression. In the first hour, we all stood around and listened to Greg Sestero's little stories about his being involved with the room, as well as of Tommy himself.
Was there stuff you had to cut out that you wish you could have put in there?
Yeah, I think they cut out like 90 pages. Because I feel like there's just, you could go on about stories about him like going through airport security. I mean, he carried like, you're supposed to have like, a carry-on bag, like a smaller bag, and he'd have like 2 carry-ons, 3 backpacks, 4 bags, and he'd like, no one really bothers him because I feel like he can get away with anything. Like, they just wake up. Yeah, he's like, oh, sorry, whatever. And they're like, sir, you can't have that. And he's like, why not? And then he'll like stop and like tie everything around him and go in with that and get away with it.
So what is his diagnosis? It's psychological issues.
I think he's kind of like Benjamin Button, where he's like aged backwards. He's kind of like a teenager. That's what he says, and I think that's kind of cool. He's always like, "Oh, I feel like I'm a teenager." So he.
How old is he now?
Well, according to him, he's like 38. But
In the mind, maybe.
yeah.
How weird has it been kind of to get the attention that you've gotten out of this? Because it's not probably the kind of attention you expected when you got into acting, but to have kind of
especially
people
out of this,
Yeah.
it's like the one thing that it's like I met him in San Francisco. I figure he was just kind of this, kind of oddball friend, and that was the one thing that ended up like helping you kind of stay in the game. It's just really weird how it works out.
Do you like stuff like this, like meeting different people and all
yeah,
that?
I mean, I think it's always that's kind of the whole goal in entertainment, whether you're trying to write or act, is just to connect with people. So I feel like if you're able to do that, then something's working. For me, it's not. I think for Tommy, it's just about being on a place where he can just connect. But I think for me, it's like I want to give a little bit more than that. And make an audience think or make an audience feel something, in a way that I'm challenged by. So, but I mean, it's a start. That's really all you can ask for. Just comes in a very weird way.
You said you're kind of a little like picky about what projects you pursue and all that. What are kind of your goals though? What would you like to do going forward?
I don't know. I've been really inspired by stuff what I've seen recently, like Breaking Bad or the Fargo TV show. Something where just giving an audience something that they don't want to put down, and taking them in a totally different direction. I think that's kind of the challenge. Something that not only entertains the audience, but that I'm really passionate about.
Finally, I have my one-on-one with Greg Sestero for a short while, as I had a little question of curiosity for myself.
It would be interesting to actually see The Room be made into a play adaptation that everyone could have fun with, like sort of the thing like they did with Rocky, Rocky Horror, how they do the performance on stage along with the film, sort of thing where everyone gets to have fun with it. What would you think about that sort of thing?
I think right now the audience is so interactive. As it is, I feel like it kind of works. But if you have the right shadow cast, I think it would be great too.
In the end, I finally got my book signed by the man himself, Greg Sestero. Unfortunately, Tommy Wiseau could not be able to make it this time around. I guess he was rather busy with his own thing, but maybe that's for another time. Until then, got my little book signed, and I am happy. Hey everybody, thank you for watching our little featurette on Nerding Out About, but please be sure to tune into our podcast where we focus on many films such as Shaun of the Dead and Titanic, plus many others. We're available on iTunes and Stitcher. Also, be sure to connect with us on Facebook or Twitter, and check us out on our website at nerdingoutabout.com. Until next time, friends, keep nerding out.